started it first. Every bar in a verse, make it worthy. Bring it back like a car in reverse. Stereo hooking a rhyme. Take a look in my mind, crooked design. Shoes on, 1 foot at a time. Time's not making sense.
Welcome everybody to this week's edition of Cascadia Hockey Podcast, brought to you by Buried Puck Threads. My name is Aaron Piper. It's a special crew today, and I don't mean short bus special. It's a different one today because of some illnesses and different things. It's me. And then one lovely redheaded vixen of the office, Mrs. Anya Piper.
Hey guys. And our dog Sadie.
And our dog's here too. Guys, gals, all the people. We are in our home offices today. We are not recording at the Adventures Underground Studios due to some things, but we wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you about some cool things, some changes. Some of those you'll hear today. Some of those are in the works.
That's dope, yo.
That is dope, yo. We've been watching a lot of Wu-Tang lately in our house, so if we sound off, that could be why.
Or just because
That's dope.
You're off. Not you, but us together, and we don't have our other two partners.
Anyway, some things that have happened recently. Yeah, that's true. Without the other, it's a weird dynamic when people aren't around. But a couple things coming up.
Wait, thanks a lot, Corey and Derek.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a weird one.
It wasn't really Derek's fault. It was all Corey's fault.
All Corey.
Corey's
okay.
Sick.
Yeah.
Good job getting sick today, bud.
Good job.
Give your balls a tug.
Woohoo.
So that's the other thing. Letterkenny's going to have to wait till next week because we can't do it. Why boo?
Well, because it's fun. I mean, I can't do any of the funny Letterkenny sound bites, but I can laugh at them.
You could do Gail.
Gail is all about moving her hips.
She also acts like she's twitching when she talks.
Oh, I'm going to have to practice that.
Okay. So anyway, our Letterkenny special is going to be another week. Actually, okay, we'll talk about that later. Couple of quick announcements that I wanted to throw out there before we hop into some things. We're going to have some Soul on Ice hoodies back in stock. If anybody's listening and you've been waiting on one of those, they are on their way back. We got all the stuff worked out with that. So keep an eye on the website. If you want to, go to buriedpuck.com. You can go to the Soul on Ice hoodie, whichever size you're looking for, and just click on the little
red button.
Notify me, I think is what it says. Notify me when available, and you'll automatically get an email when those are back in, which the moment they hit the website, you'll get that email. So anyway.
It's magic.
It is magic. A lot of people have been asking for those. One of the things that's coming soon that we're working on, in fact, we were just working on this morning, Cascadia Hockey Podcast will be getting its own website here soon.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so that's in the works, but there's a couple different URLs we'll be using, but keep your ears out for that because there are some things, there's ideas in the works behind the scenes right now that are going to blow your mind.
Blow it.
Going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
I get uncomfortable when we're on the microphone and you look me in the eye and say, blow it.
Hashtag 69.
Oh, dear God. We're going to get kicked out of so many establishments. So with that website coming along, there's still some things we're trying to work out and get all the ideas down on paper, exactly what we want to do with it. But one of the things that we are doing at this point is starting our second show, if you will. It's going to be called, you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Drum roll. That's so anticlimactic. It is going to, what we decided on was to call it West Side Story. And let me give you a little background on why it's called West Side Story. We're on the east side of Washington. The guy that's calling in, Mr. Dan Brown, is on the west side of Washington. So it's called West Side Story.
That is so intuitive.
Because it's his story.
It's intuitive.
It's his story. It's what he's adding to it.
Love it.
Right now, that's what it is.
Okay.
No, because these things will evolve over time.
Wait, you should have done the air quotes there.
These things will evolve over time. But
Agreed.
what we want to do with it right now is Dan is highly involved in the women's hockey world over there, which the West Side's got a lot going on right now with that.
Yeah, they do, and that's pretty awesome.
The Washington Wild. We're also fans with Wild Bird, who is the mascot for the Washington Wild. I can't tell you how we're friends with Wild Bird because that would give away Wild Bird's identity.
Are all mascots like
Secretive?
Yeah.
It's kind of an unsaid rule.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Well, remember we actually met Gritty? Or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, we actually met Gritty.
I was going to say, when did this happen?
We met Winger, and we didn't even know we met Winger. The guy that was in... Oh, the guy or girl that was in the Winger suit at the Americans games. We met that person, and we didn't even know it was them. We had to be told.
That's very true.
So mascots are just normal people that wander among us, kind of like Alien Nation.
Okay, but seriously, like, is it really like a...
Remember that show?
Yeah, the mascot show.
Obviously, people weren't new for those who was in the suit.
For sure, yeah.
But I think it depends on the team. It depends on the culture around the team and stuff like that. So
I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
I would like to know who's in the Gritty suit. I'm sure I could Google it and find out.
You sounded really weird there.
I was yawning. Sorry. And it's not that I'm bored with you guys. Not yet.
He's bored with me. He sees me all day, every day.
I'm tired. It's a Tuesday morning. It's been a long morning. It's cold. It was cold this morning.
It was cold.
Anyway, let's not talk weather or traffic. So, West Side Story right now is going to kind of stand alone. What we had planned on in the beginning was kind of adding this call between Dan and I into a regular episode of Cascadia Hockey, but there's so many things that are going to be happening with that we didn't want to take away from any of those episodes.
That is inaccurate. You guys just talk too much.
Well, that's a lot of what's happening, that we talk too much. And you're part of we now. So anyway, this West Side Story is going to be a bi-weekly for right now. Dan Brown, our buddy from the West Side, will be doing a call with us. Both Anya and I will be on those calls talking a lot about women's hockey, talking
Love
about
it.
West Side teams, stuff going on over there, obviously with NHL Seattle. You'll hear on this episode, we're going to show you the most recent call that Dan had with us. I believe we did this last week, but he's got some inside information.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. He's right in the area. He lives right in the area of the Northgate Mall where the new practice facility is going up. So he's going to be following along with that. Just some cool stuff. And he's a good friend of the show. He's been a friend of Buried Puck Threads since day one. So we love Dan. We're hoping to go over and spend some time maybe with him in April.
Yes.
Seattle seems so far away sometimes.
But
it's
then
like
again,
150 miles. That's
yeah.
it.
I would honestly, I think it's the kids that make it seem so far away. Because remember when we didn't have as many?
Are you saying that the kids, it feels like a prison here?
Maybe it does, man. Because think about it. We would just drop and go anywhere we wanted when we had one kid. Now we have...
That was like 16 years ago that we had one kid.
Wow.
17-ish.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So...
And we got too many.
We got a lot. But
Yeah.
they're all old enough now. We can just say, peace out. We'll be back in 3
That's
days.
accurate. Let's do it.
Except for the young one. Anyway, we're giving away way too much about our family here. So Dan and I did talk last week about some things with women's hockey. You, young lady, hot lady, have been following it. Like, you've been giving me information that I didn't even know was going on
Yeah.
with this.
Yeah.
I think maybe that was Dan that gave me that information.
Well, what information?
Well, bringing up with the strike and everything, and you'll hear Dan and I talk about that, but with the strike that's going on in women's hockey and how there's a lot of big names involved with that, part of the PWPHA, is that right?
Yes, I think so.
Professional Women's
Hockey Player Association.
PWHPA.
Something.
Sorry, anyway, kind of the conglomerate, kind of the same as the NHLPA.
Yeah.
Which was put together to do some things.
Kind of like for the strike, for the players.
Like a union.
Yeah, it is. Actually, that's exactly what it seems like it is. And they're just going and wanting to make hockey better for females, for women, you know. It's pretty cool to see what they're doing. I'm kind of on the fence on how I feel about it because I feel like...
had that conversation the other night where you brought up, how's it going to do anything? Because here's your players on strike, but there's still players playing.
And they're good players. And then, I mean, I guess in essence, you had, or somebody had said about they're like replacement players. And yes, kind of, they are, but they're good and they're winning. Or at least Boston is all the time.
Yeah. Boston's I just saw they won their latest one 5-3.
Yeah.
I think, and I got what you were saying with, it's kind of like when they had replacement refs a few years ago in the NFL.
Yes.
And everybody was like, well, we have referees. There's no stoppage in play. So what's the big deal? What are they even striking for? Well, I believe it took a really controversial call in the end zone of a Monday night game for the NFL to say, okay, enough is enough. We got to pay these guys, bring back in the real refs. That sounds really bad with the point I'm trying to make here. But where I am going with this is the fact that, yes, there are the league, the NWHL is still going right now, even without the big names. But I think what it's doing is it's also allowing more talent to be funneled into the teams. You realize...
Yes, I agree.
It's almost like the main names are sacrificing themselves right now to just make sure you put a lot of focus on women's hockey at this point. That's how it feels to me. And they're doing this, is it called the Dream Gap Tour, I believe, right now?
That I don't think we were talking about. That might have been...
We didn't talk. Dan will talk more about it.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a tour going on. You had tweeted this morning.
Yes, yeah.
What's your Twitter handle? At Anya Piper?
Yes, sir.
Anya Piper? At Anya Piper?
At Anya Piper.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was Curvy Damsel.
Curvy Damsel. Like that. No, that's my fun name.
That is your fun name. So Anya Piper, follow her on Twitter. You had texted something this morning about a lot of people in the Pacific Northwest are asking for this tour.
Yes, to come to the north side. Yeah.
Yeah. And you'll hear here in just a minute with our call with Dan, there's local connections with the NWHL, some of the bigger players in the NWHL. Cami Granato, who is a scout now for the NHL Seattle team. The first female scout in the NHL, which I think is really cool, but she's involved with this Dream Gap Tour. So a lot of big things happening. It's a big time right now for women's hockey. So
before you move on, every episode you guys have tasked me with a fun fact. And I want to do it real fast.
It's about women's hockey.
It's about women's hockey.
All right. So can we do that? Let's do that after the call, though.
Okay, sounds good. I'm so excited about this.
It's going to be cool. So listen for that.
I know why, because nobody listens to it and nobody cares.
Exactly. I want to put this towards the end where the real people will hear it.
Okay.
So bi-weekly, this is going to be released as a addendum, maybe is the right term for it. I don't know. But to our weekly episode. So this is episode 46. When we do this as its own standalone down the road, this will be like episode 46.1. And we'll call it West Side Story Part 1, Part 2, Part whatever.
Love it.
So you'll see it. We'll push it as something different. But Dan Brown, you guys heard him a few episodes ago. My beautiful wife, Anya Piper, myself, Aaron Piper. This will be what you will get every other week from here on out.
All right, everybody. It is another time for our West Side Story. I think that's what we'll call this part of the show this week. I've got my buddy Dan Brown back on the line again. It's been a while since we connected, and it was a $4 cable that kept us from connecting last week. But lo and behold, the hockey gods have smiled down, and here we are. How you doing today, my man?
I'm doing well. Just enjoying a little bit of sunshine that the fall is affording us before things get rainy around here and cold as hell over there.
Yeah, we've gotten a little chilly over here, but I got to be honest, dude. I love the weather in Seattle in the fall time. Everybody complains about the rain and everything, but I love it. So,
it's the best, man.
It is.
The gray gives you the pop of the color of the leaves. It's just kind of like, yeah, this isn't so bad.
Hell yeah. It's never been depressing to me when I'm over there. So, lots going on since the last time we talked. Of course, hockey's just in full swing across the board right now. NHL, WHL, AHL, ECHL, all of it's just going crazy right now. Also, NWHL has started popping. So anything anything that you've seen with that? I haven't touched the Twitch channels yet to be able to watch any of the games, but I thought that was pretty cool that you're able to watch them on there. Have you, anything caught your attention? Anything caught your eye with that?
Yeah, a couple of things. Not only the NWHL, but the tour that they've been doing with the Professional Women's Hockey Players Association, the Dream Gap Tour,
Okay.
is out there on YouTube. So all the striking players are out there barnstorming, basically. So that's been kind of something that I've been taking a look at. And the thing that's getting me with the NWHL and the striking players is most of the times when there's a strike, there's an animosity. And I just don't see that with the women's game lately, because we understand you're going to keep playing, but we're going to strike for the future. All these little girls that are coming out to see us, my girl and her co-players included in that.
Awesome.
But yeah, the thing that really kicks that I've been noticing about the NWHL is that Boston looks like they're just going to completely tear it up this year.
God, yeah, we looked at the scores and it was crazy. It's just they don't lose anymore. Minnesota, I liked Minnesota since because they came into the league just, I guess it was last year, and then they ended up winning the championship. So I thought that was cool. This tour that they're on, man, I gotta be honest, I feel ignorant. I didn't even know that was going on. So that's really cool, though, what you're saying about no animosity. It's just they're taking a stand, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool. The tour itself is split up into 4 teams.
Okay.
And our own NHL Seattle scout, the only female scout in the NHL, by the way.
Yeah.
Cami Granato, and and Hall of Famer, rather. She's heading up one of the teams. They've got them split up into four teams, and it includes some of the heavies of the sport: the Kessels, the Lamoureux sisters, Hillary Knight.
Oh, nice.
Renata Fast, Rat Ray, all of the 35 Olympians or so that are barnstorming city to city. They just hit Chicago last week, and it's a big event. It's games. It's a small round robin tournament, and then they also touch base with the girls and the folks that want to come out and skate with them as well. So it's been pretty exciting for those folks to get out there and say, hey, we may be on strike, but we still want to connect with you folks.
That's really cool. It's it's time. It's time for that to hit even harder. Like we said, I was really, really impressed with the deal that was reached with Twitch. I mean, I know it's not, it's definitely not the hugest platform out there, but to be able to watch those games for free, I think that's something good. The money is there. The interest is there. They just got to reach a deal that's going to be fair for everyone.
Yeah, man, that's the truth.
These girls, these girls should not have to worry during the seasons, and even during the off season, where how they're going to be taken care of. So, guys, girls, children, adults, open your wallets and continue to support these. The Washington Wild, I'm sure, have been a big part of West Side stuff over there. With keeping the women's hockey alive, and talked about what's going on with that. The season's in full swing for them, right?
Yeah, we have our tournament teams, our rep teams. We're right up the road from us in Linwood at Olympic View. Seattle Junior, the Lady Admirals are playing out of there too. So there's more interest in female hockey. It's still growing like gangbusters down here. Both programs are healthy and functional. But yeah, we've sent our girls up north of the border a couple of times already. I came back with some mixed results and then some really good results. So our 17 and 14U teams just went up there, and I think our 14U came back with that tournament win under their belt. And then they're going to get into league play down here. And then we have plenty of girls that are playing in just house leagues for us, where they play against each other every week. So that's a good thing. Just growing the sport, getting families interested. My beginners program has no shortage of folks. So it's a good thing. A lot of people interested. Great game.
and it's just going to continue to grow. I'm just excited that every time it kind of dies down a little bit, from us on the outside looking in. We know there's workings going on behind the scenes all the time, but it dies down a little bit, and then we get a story like, hey guys, we've narrowed down the name of the NHL Seattle to 5 possible names, but we're going to drop it in a time capsule that's not going to be open until the year 2062. So you'll know who the final name was sometime soon, but the other 4, you're going to have to wait another 40 some years to check it out. So
yeah, I'll only be 92 when that thing pops.
Right.
So hopefully I live. My goal right now is to live to see that.
yes, I know. I started doing the numbers the other day, like I think I'm going to be 82. That's what? So 2062, 672, 82. Yeah, I'll be 82. And I'm like, well, I think I'm in pretty good shape right now. I'm taking good care of myself. So hopefully I can make it that long. But what was any weird reactions to how that all went down over there from anybody, or was it just kind of like okay, that's cool?
Yeah, I think most of the reaction that I got, people that I play with, people that I work with, they're kind of like, okay. They're like, okay, so what's the real name? Like, you don't know yet. They're like, just call me, basically call me when that happens.
Right. You're
They're
right.
like, yeah, that's cool for a time capsule. So that we'll know what it was beforehand 42 years from now, but I'm not really that interested in it.
Right.
I think most of us are just like, get the merch. I want the merch.
I'm telling you. So we just learned that, and this is going to kind of go roundabout to get to my point here, but we just learned that Letterkenny is doing a live tour, and they're going to be in Seattle like April 8th or the 9th, somewhere around there.
Damn straight.
Yes. Yeah, at the Paramount Theater. And so we're like, we're going to come check it out. And then it hit us. It was like, okay, if all goes according to plan, we should be able to spend way too much money on Seattle merch at that point when we go over there. So, it's a double win for us traveling from the east side.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
For sure.
Hope that happens.
Yes, I do too. I keep hearing All-Star Weekend. That would make sense to me. I don't know if you've heard anything differently, but
no, that's kind of the scuttlebutt that I've heard around here too. Yeah, that ages me using a word like scuttlebutt, but that's the rumor that I've heard, and I mean, it seems to always center around these big announcements like Las Vegas and such. Always seem to be announced around big NHL weekends since everybody's going to be in town anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught, speaking of the West Side stuff, I don't know if you caught this the other day. The T-Birds reported that they had 35 scouts at one of their games last weekend. So
yes, they had 40 last night.
Yeah, it's just incredible the amount of interest that the scouts are, even if they're junior teams, are coming over here and saying, Seattle's always kind of been a forgotten spot on the map, and Washington on the whole.
Yeah.
It's been a forgotten spot. And it seems like, after the Barzals and I think Shea Theodore scored the game-winning goal last night for Vegas.
Yep.
Last night as we record, but,
right.
People seem to be noticing that we have some good players that come through this system.
Even a couple years ago, when players like Rasmussen and Valimaki and players like that were with the Americans, we had a few that came through. I mean, there was nights when it was pretty full, but I don't think we ever had 40 in the building on any given night. Jeff Blashill was there a couple times when Razzie got when he got drafted, and then Chris Draper was in the building at one point too. But
yeah, you get those big names sometimes, but never to the extent that I've seen 35 and 40. Like maybe 17 or 20 would be a big night, but 40, that's a whole lot of people here checking out who we've got playing.
Yeah, so which is a testament of where it is all going.
Yep, that it is. And they've I was going to say other news. They've broken ground at the practice facility up at Northgate, the former Northgate Mall. So that's underway. It's just 5 minutes from my house. So I've been able to see some of that stuff too. So it's getting real.
That's really cool. That's where the main offices are going to be, right, for the teams?
Correct.
Cool. 3 sheets of ice. Is that what I heard they're going to be putting in there?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Two NHL size and one Olympic size, because they're going to do all ice sports, and their
Nice.
goal is to host tournaments and things like that there, and make it a center of the center that people can get to, and make it kind of the most attractive tournament space in the nation is what they're aiming for.
That is really cool. So is Northgate Mall is it gone, or is it gonna go away, or what's the story with that?
Some of it's there.
Okay.
Some of it's not. It is basically, easiest way to explain it, it's about 2/3 of it is just going to be completely torn down and reconstructed.
Okay.
So it's I don't know if you know what it looks like, but first mall in America, so people are kind of a little weepy about it. And I got to tell you, walking through the halls when everything was closed was kind of like no storefronts, was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Little post-apocalyptic, but the good thing is that they're gonna open up a whole bunch of space in there. They're gonna have their plans include an outdoor, like a boarded roller or street hockey rink.
Nice.
There's grass spaces. There's going to be the offices. There's going to be, I think, 300,000 square feet of retail space, along with the 3 sheets of ice, and up-to-date locker rooms and all those things that many players around here don't have. So it's going to be really cool to see that. And like I said, it's 5 minutes from my house, so maybe my neighbor's going to be Sidney Crosby or something. Who knows?
We'll see when that expansion draft happens. So
yeah.
That's going to be fun, man. I honestly can't wait. I can't wait. I heard, we were talking a little bit before we hit the record button. You've got a little bit of an inside scoop going on with some team staffing over there.
I do.
Do share.
Yeah. I went into my dentist for a cleaning, which is not what you'd expect to hear. But while he was checking out my teeth and poking at him, he knows I'm involved with hockey. He's listened to me and followed my writing and stuff. He said, "Hey, I got some news." And I said, "Oh, really? What's that?" He said, "I'm going to be the NHL dentist." So he's been hired to do the dental work and to hire oral surgeons and all the requisite staff for the team. And I said, "You're shitting me." And he said, "No, I'm not." I was like, "What does that entail?" He was like, "I don't know." I was like, "So you just signed up?" He was like, "You know what?" The guy said, do you want to be it or not?" And I said, "Sure." He's like, "Okay, then we'll figure out the rest later."
Wow.
So he's figuring out how he's going to adapt his practice. He's right next to the practice facility. Always rated one of Seattle's top dentists. He's been my dentist for nearly 20 years now. So, but it's still pretty young guy. He's just in his mid-50s. So it'd be kind of cool to see what happens. I said, "Be careful, man. You don't know what you're getting into."
That's when you told me that. That's what I started thinking. I've one of the old Americans team dentists is a buddy of mine, and we were talking once about what it entailed just for the WHL, and it's pretty hardcore. I mean, you got to be on site every game, available to both teams, all this stuff, and then it's rad. Is he a hockey fan? I mean, is it something he's into?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, since he's been following, since my daughter's been playing, and he jokes that her teeth are all falling out because she's a hockey player, but she's 11, so they're supposed to.
Right.
My wife blames her for the same thing, but he's going to end up having to adapt to that. He seems to think that all this stuff happens in junior. I was like, I don't know, man. Zdeno Chara, that was a pretty nasty thing where they had to wire his jaw shut.
Yeah.
Like, just in the last 2 years, I've seen guys pulling their teeth in the penalty box, with their fingers. So I'm like, I don't know if all the trauma happens there, but hopefully it won't happen in Seattle for your sake, and you'll just have an easy time of it. But I don't know. You can't. You're gambling, basically.
Yes, you are. Yeah, there was a player over here. I think it was opening night or day after or whatever. He got hit square in the mouth with a puck, and then it bounced. So it hit his mouth, and then it bounced up under his visor and hit him in the eyes as well. And I saw the pictures of him that like morning after, and I mean, you couldn't tell he had a face. It was just all swollen shut. I was talking to the team trainer a couple weeks after, and he was like, "Yeah, the inside of your sinuses is supposed to be like the inside of a seashell." He's like, "His is like the outside of a seashell right now." So, yeah,
I had 2 friends just this summer within the space of about 6 days
Mm.
take a puck to the grill
Mm.
and take and the other one took a puck to the larynx.
Mm.
And so both of them are living and doing okay, but one of them's been wearing braces for the last 4 or 5 months now.
Wow.
It's just nasty. And there's another guy. It's out there on my site if I can give a quick shout out.
Yeah, for sure.
It's my pinned tweet right now. The last one used to be my interview that I did with you in the summer. But that aside, there's a dude who drives a Zamboni. His name's Alex, or he goes by Toby.
Okay.
Player over here. We've got a GoFundMe up for him for his medical expenses because he just took a stick to the eye.
Oh.
So if you go out there and take a look at it, if you have a couple of bucks to throw his way, none of us are super rich, and
right.
hockey community takes care of each other. Just want to throw that out there. It's out on my site, or if you need it, I can send you the link as well.
Damn straight. I'll if it's on your site, I'll link up to it. And we'll push that out there, man. You guys, I mean, you're right. It's I hate to like be so callous about it, but we take our lives into our own hands when we're on the ice. I mean, we really do. There's a, you know, since I started playing 20 some years ago, and I haven't played a whole lot recently, but 20 years ago, the equipment was okay, and it's gotten a whole lot better. But I mean, it's still, the risk is there, you know, and it's
yeah.
And some tough SOBs on the ice anytime you're out there, man. So, but it's dangerous. So yeah, we'll definitely link up with that and try to get him a little bit of help, because that shit will get expensive real quick. So,
Yep.
Anything else, man? I can't think of anything that's caught my eye over there. Like I said, I you know, I've said this a few times. I'd really like to come over there in April and do the Letterkenny thing. Have you watched season 7 yet?
Not yet. It's on my list of things to watch. I just put a kid in college, and
Oh yeah.
and another one's in middle school, and I'm playing dad taxi most days, so that's why it's so hard for me to schedule stuff like this. But I haven't watched season 7. Been watching that show since it was just YouTube bits.
Yes.
And like, do yourself a favor, hitter patter, get at her, sit down, watch that show if you haven't already. Have you seen season 7?
I have. I've watched it twice, dude.
Don't tell me about it.
Oh my God, you're gonna love it. I will tell you that much.
It is just incredible, the quality of that show as they go along. You know, I thought YouTube bits, I was like, can you stretch it out into a show?
Right.
And Kiso and the gang have just been so good so long, and they're really responsive on social media and stuff like that, so it's great to see the success that show's having.
They're great.
But yeah,
I can't wait. K. Trevor Wilson has his who plays Squirrely Dan, he's got his comedy special on Netflix, 30 minutes from like this past New Year's or something like that. And then, like I said, if you guys are listening, this is it's not it's only about 6 months away, but they are doing a live tour that will come through Seattle and Portland right around the 8th and 9th of April. So I'm hoping to be there. And from what I heard, I think I heard this right, tickets are only like $40. So
yeah. I mean, relatively speaking, you know, that's cheap.
Hell yeah, that's cheap, man. So
we got to get the Hicks and the Skids out there to watch it, you know.
Dude,
those of us that can't afford it.
For real, and I cannot wait for you to watch it. We've of the 4 of us now that are on the podcast regularly over here, 3 of us have watched it, and we are just chomping at the bit to just go buck wild with all the one-liners from it. So, it's hilarious. It's awesome. So, well, I guess we'll wrap that up for now. We'll link to that the GoFundMe page for your buddy over there, and you know, the inside scoop. You know it now. We're only like 1 degree of separation. Buried Puck's only 1 degree of separation from the Seattle team dentist. So,
woo!
I feel pretty happy about that, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
so.
That's pretty exciting. Hey, one more thing.
Sure.
For those folks who want the local interest on the NWHL right now, Snohomish native Lexi Bender,
okay,
who's come over here a bunch of times and worked with our girls. Hell of a player. Plays for the Boston Pride. She's out there, so if you hit it up on Twitch, you can watch those games play. But just another link into the local connection there. is that she's out there slinging the puck. So
Very cool.
Just thought I'd throw that out there too.
For sure. All right, man. I appreciate your time. Go and enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll talk later.
Sounds great, and I do like the West Side Story tagline. I think we need to keep that.
We're going with it, man. It's official. That's happening.
All right,
buddy. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.
So, I cannot believe that we are 1 degree of separation away from the NHL Seattle dentist.
We should go move out there, and then they can be our dentist.
I don't want to live in Seattle. I have no desire.
Well, we don't have to. I guess he lives in Seattle area.
Yeah, it's Northgate, which is
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes north of downtown.
Yeah, I don't want to live there either.
No, I don't. I could do like Marysville or Everett.
Or North Bend.
North Bend, but then you got to go through Issaquah and all that to get there. Then you got to go across Lake Washington or go up and around the 405 or down and around. Way too much of a hassle.
Yeah, we'll just stay here.
We'll just stay here and fly.
Works for me.
How about that high-speed rail? Let's do the high-speed rail. Let's get that happening.
Yes.
Anyway, interesting thoughts there, though, with the strike.
Yeah.
With the tour, that it's like a friendly. Nobody really wants to do it. Nobody wants to be in this position.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect world, it would be everybody's playing, everybody's happy, everybody's getting paid what
Yeah.
they're worth. But to go out on a cordial tour, more or less right now, to bring knowledge, to bring education about what's going on, I think it's genius. I think it's great.
I do, and I think it will bring a lot of awareness too to the game of hockey for women. I mean, more people will be interested in it. And honestly, for the longest time, I really wasn't as interested in hockey, and you never thought of it as a women's sport or a girl's sport. And then getting into it with you over the last few weeks, even few months and stuff like that, and really starting to learn more about hockey for women, that hockey really is for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it is the raddest thing to sit there and think, I don't skate, but I want to go learn now. I want to go out and let me go skate. Let me see how, and get a new appreciation. And man, I like to see some girls kick some ass too.
No.
Why not?
Episode 5, Letterkenny, season 7.
Okay.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out, or wait for next week. You'll hear more about it probably.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right though. The level of talent that's there, it's pretty incredible. And the fact that just because they're girls is what they're fighting for right now is pretty bad in my opinion. But
And sad.
well, that's what I mean.
This
It's
day and
bad
age,
sad that
it's like, come on.
and I'm not. I still firmly believe in a men's league, a women's league, all that sort of stuff. I do believe in a separation that way. I think because then you're able to put everybody on an equal playing field as far as the different leagues go. But with that being said, let's look at the WNBA, which has done fairly well.
Yeah.
From what I understand. I'm not a huge fan of basketball in general.
But I understand too, the NBA actually does a huge support for them.
That's another thing, though. The NHL was giving $50,000 a year to the CWHL and the NWHL.
Yeah.
That's it, $50,000 per.
That's small potatoes.
That's very small potatoes. And now they said, oh, well, we can give $100,000 to the NWHL because the CWHL folded. That's it. That's all the NHL has really done. They did, like last year with Kendall Coyne. I'm going to totally butcher this, but the ones that were involved with the All-Star game last year, Brianna,
Yeah.
I forget what her name was. I'm so bad. We're talking about women's hockey, and I'm so not caught up on names and all that stuff. But anyway, the female players being allowed to be a part of the skills competition.
Okay, right
in the
there,
All-Star game.
saying that they have to be allowed. That's I think what the issue is, and I think it's really cool that what the
Well, the door was open.
yeah.
For it to finally, but from what I understand, it was a fight behind the scenes
Oh, I'm
to
sure.
get that to happen.
I'm sure, but the fact, and you using that word allowed, it was a good word because that's kind of what it was. They allowed them to. It was like, why do they have to allow them? Why isn't it just given that, hey, these players are coming to the All-Star games? Because these are some amazing players.
But if people were to put the time and the effort into building the NWHL the same way the
Yes.
NHL, they would have that platform. They would have that. And I'm saying they, like, it sounds so bad, but you know what I mean? Female players, fans of the game. And by the way, let me go back to the statement that I heard several months ago that stuck with me. You're either a fan of all hockey, which includes women's hockey,
Yes.
or you're just a fan of men's hockey. Because hockey's hockey. You're not a fan of
That's
female
good.
hockey and a fan of women's hockey. You're not, oh God, I'm totally butchering this. I'm out of my element today. You can't be a fan of just the NHL and call yourself a fan of the game as a whole if you don't support women's hockey.
I agree.
You either like hockey as a whole or you're a fan of men's hockey. That's what there is to it, because hockey is for everyone.
Absolutely.
But if the NWHL, where they're at right now, with the backing of the NHL, if they could get more of that, could become its own thing to where the showcase is at the same levels of the NHL and all that stuff. I don't believe in women's players in the NHL, and I don't believe in men's players in the NWHL. You allow each group to showcase their talents,
yeah.
you know, on those equal playing fields.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know why it would be so wrong for a woman to play on a men's team. But then again, I would be like, I guess I could understand because of the fact that, I mean,
It has happened. Here in Tri-City, there was a goalie, Shannon
Yeah.
Zabados.
well, what option did she have though?
I don't know. I don't know the whole story. And she was before, I believe she's part of the striking group now, but she was the goalie for the Buffalo Buttes the last couple of years. So she's made a career out of it. I believe she played too. I don't think it was the ECHL, but the SPHL, the Southern Professional Hockey League. I don't remember, but she did play pro hockey
That's awesome.
as a goalie. So, I mean, there has been some cases, some instances, and we see now that a lot more females are becoming involved with the game.
yeah.
Where did I see? I think we talked about it last week or the week before with Red Deer, or somebody now has a female coach
Yes.
on staff. Female scout now in Seattle.
Yes.
Cameron Granato, which the Granato name is highly involved with hockey. But we're starting to see teams starting to come around. Seattle, I know, front office also, I think, hired a female executive, and I should have done more research talking about this, but a female executive to be involved with community relations within the team and stuff like that. So it's happening, but it's happening very slowly.
Yeah. But I mean, you got it one step at a time and
Yeah.
keep doing it. I mean, it's sad that we're in that position that that women have to fight for their right to be just as recognized as the NHL, but it is what it is. And I think it's amazing to see these players, these women coming together on both sides of the thing, that, those who are deciding to strike and those who aren't, that they're still.
There's no animosity.
Yeah,
There's,
absolutely.
For the ones that are striking, they're like, keep playing. Let the girls that are playing keep playing.
Yeah.
No hard feelings, nothing, no bashing, no bad words. We're going out and we're educating.
Yep. And I
We're going to
think
travel
that's awesome.
around, and we're not even bashing the NW. We're not bashing the league. We're not bashing. We're just saying, here's why it's time
Yep.
for these things to change.
I think it's awesome.
So,
But
yeah, you have a fun fact.
I have a fun fact. And
What's that fun fact?
It's so awesome. And I know, I can't say I know none of you boys would know this because I don't know for sure. But when I saw it, I was like, what the? Anyways.
What was my reaction? Was it like for real?
Yeah.
there you
Okay,
go.
you didn't know.
I didn't
So I was so excited because I was on Twitter the other day and I saw the name Anya Packer. And I was like, that's so funny. That's my name. Kind of. Anya Piper. But anyways, come to find out, Anya Packer is actually an American professional ice hockey player for the Connecticut Whale of the National Women's Hockey League.
Hold on. I thought she didn't play anymore.
So I haven't done enough research to find out for sure if she's still playing or not playing.
Can't you go to her Twitter and find
I
out?
could. It says that she is a whale, so maybe she is playing.
But you're also reading Wikipedia.
I am reading Wikipedia right now, but I actually did most of the research. I went through her Twitter page and all that stuff.
Is
And-
she listed on the roster for the Connecticut
Oh,
Whale?
that is something I did not check. See, newbie. Anyways.
Women.
Oh, shut up. Anyways, it says she serves as the current director of the NWHL Players Association.
Okay, so that's what you had talked to me about.
Yes.
So that's true. She could. I thought for some reason you told me she was in the front office with the Whale, but she's actually with the Players Association.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So the NWHL, which is so cool.
I believe.
Because wait. The coolest thing is that her name is Anya.
That is pretty freaking
and her
cool.
last name is Packer.
But I
so
also
the only coolest thing is if she had a middle initial as M.
You don't know that yet.
I don't know, and
it's not confirmed.
It's not confirmed.
Could somebody let us know, please?
It'd be so awesome.
The other question, that I think I'm correct too, we brought this story up on our Facebook page several months ago, that the captain of Team USA women's hockey team married the captain of the Team Canada women's hockey team, and I believe this.
Is this them?
I believe this is them.
Well, I know
because her wife is. I've seen her wife in a Canadian Team Canada sweater before.
So Madison Packer is her name.
Yes. So I believe that's who was part of that. And I can't believe that reading that story, if that's who it is, that I would have noticed that one of them was named Anya.
I know, right?
But that was a cool story. Team USA captain marries Team Canada captain. So, and if they are, this is the thing that I can't get though, that is hard for me to wrap my head around. If she is still playing, if Anya's still playing, her wife, Madison, still plays as well. They'd be like, do they go out there and beat the shit out of each other, like in the games?
That would be funny.
Because one of them plays for or did or still does play for the Whale, Anya. And then who does Madison play for? The Riveters?
Yes, the Riveters.
So.
And she just played on Saturday because I was watching a little bit of their game.
We can confirm that Madison plays.
Yes. And because Anya was actually emceeing, I think, or like the host on Twitch.
Oh.
Yeah, she was doing like...
Is Anya part of the striking group?
You know, I haven't confirmed any of this stuff.
Wow.
I am...
You really should have done some more
You know
research.
what?
Anyway.
Anyways, my simple fun fact was there is an Anya Packer inside of women's hockey, close enough to my name, which I thought was the coolest thing in my week.
That was the coolest thing in your week?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Do you really want me to go into detail the
No.
other cool things in my week?
They were just cool.
That's private knowledge.
That's private, all right. Anyways, so yeah, that is pretty cool.
So I will do more research and find out about Anya and Madison.
Cool. That's a really cool story, though. Anyway, hopefully we've done today what we want to do and continue to do with this is give women's hockey its own voice within this podcast. Not that we're some huge influence out there, but it's important to us. And I think with kind of the ground level of a new team coming to Seattle and a grassroots push to try to get possibly an NWHL team to Seattle.
So cool.
We're in a cool area right now. We're not the only ones talking about it. We just hope that the people that are listening, this will kind of open up your eyes to some things as well. So anyway, West Side Story, you'll hear it again in 2 weeks.
Word.
With Dan, Anya, and I. Before we go, buriedpuckthreads.com. We do have something really cool coming this week. The start of something that you'll see. Keep an eye to our Facebook and Instagram pages.
Yeah.
At the end of this week, kind of a collaboration thing that we're doing. You sign up for our email list because there's a lot of information that's going to be going out with that. You could just go to our website, buriedpuck.com, and a little thing will pop up to have you sign up. And you get a little coupon code when you sign up for the newsletter.
Can't beat those coupons.
We try not to, we don't spam. A couple times a month, we'll be sending some things out. But that's pretty cool. I'm excited, though, because next week we got a special guest who's coming on again, who's become a super awesome friend of the show.
Woo!
Mr. Parker Aucoin will be joining us by phone again. He's got big things. He's in the middle of his season right now at Carrollton. We also have a couple other guests that we've been talking with lately. It's just scheduling stuff right now, some players. Bo McHugh, we had him on this summer, former captain of the Tri-State Americans. I just read this morning. It looks like Jacksonville didn't work out
That's
with
a
the
bummer.
ECHL, but he did just sign a contract in the SPHL, which is the Southern Professional Hockey League. and I forget, the Marksman, I believe is the name he's with. So he's still continuing on.
Yeah.
Bo was one of the nicest guys, and I'm hoping to have him on again. His family still calls home here, so we'll see him again. But such a hard worker. It's gonna work out for him.
Yeah.
Long term. A lot of talent. He's got guns the size of my legs.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, remember that picture, man, of Bo, and I'm like,
Stud
oh
with
my
guns.
God,
Stud
I would
with
be
guns.
afraid to cross him.
Super nice guy, though. Bo, we wish you nothing but the best. And moving forward, it's not like anything's come to an end for you. This is part of the process. From talking to you, it felt like, you know what's going on and what you have to do. And I have no doubt you'll do it. So, but Parker next week is going to be fun. We'll be back to our usual shenanigans at that point.
Maybe, unless Derek gets sick this time.
Derek, don't get sick, man. God, stop getting sick, people. I can't stand it anymore.
Eat your greens and vegetables.
Yes, drink your water, eat your veggies. Don't touch your children when they come home from school.
Yes, just quarantine them.
Put them in a hand sanitizer bath before you do anything.
Oh, kids and germs are gross.
This time of year sucks for that.
Yes. I hope you feel better, Corey.
Seriously, get better. We'll bring you some hot and sour soup.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That sounds good. All right. So for Derek and Corey who aren't here, we'll say thank you for Anya, my lovely wife, who has allowed me to not wear pants for this whole show today.
Inaccurate. Don't lie.
It's not a lie. How do they know? Am I wearing pants right now?
Yes.
Am I?
I guess you'll never know. The real question, though, is am I wearing pants?
I will not answer that. All right. Next week, Parker Coin. Probably some Letterkenny talk. And I've been told that we're going to have a quiz for Parker.
What?
As well. Parker doesn't even know about this quiz yet. So anyway, everybody have a great week. Support local hockey.
Always.
Go buy some shit from buriedpuck.com and keep your eyes open. Join the email group. Follow us. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, which we do nothing on, but we do have a Twitch channel. I think we're on what's that other one? Is Tumblr. I think we have a Tumblr page.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So anyway, until next time.
Peace out.
Ferda.
I don't know what I've become. I just had to tell someone. All my life I've been shunned. All my pain's just begun. No one has to watch me cry.